Good morning, beloved saints. Again, this week's theme is about assurance, security, how God is so faithful. And I think about this verse a lot. I get people saying, "Oh, I just can't seem to get over this shame and feeling unsaved." And the Bible tells us, I think it's First John, it says, "If our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart." Your feelings don't dictate truth. They're just a response to whatever your mind is focused on. If your mind's focused on things that aren't true, it's gonna be ugly. If you're focused on things, your feelings respond. So it's not a way to tell or discern truth. If our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart. So I want to show you here how this shame, we need to let it go. It was all of our everything was nailed to the cross. Jesus bore our shame also. People forget that. Do you remember the verse? Despising the shame. So I want to take you over to Isaiah 53, the famous messianic prophetic section in Isaiah. Who shall believe our report? But I'm going to go a little further down to remind you, if Jesus has borne that shame in his body, if he carried your sin and your sickness and everything, why are believers walking around condemned as if he didn't bear them? Now, the legalist will come and tell you, no, that just makes people think they can sin more, and that's the opposite, because the strength of sin is the law, not grace. Also, we tend to move away from God when we feel condemned, not toward him. So that doesn't work at all. But you can't tell him that, because it's the foolishness of God. Remember, the foolishness, what is it? By the foolishness of, foolishness of preaching. It pleased God to save us. So, uh, they, by their wisdom, they became fools. There was two verses I was thinking of. And so we can see it's finished. The Lord did it all. And he tells us to come boldly to the throne of grace. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the verse, it says, I tell you these things that believe on the name of the Son of God, so that you may know that you have eternal life, and you may believe on the name of the Son of God. Why does it do that? Because it's a circle. I'm telling you who believe on Jesus Christ for eternal life, so that you may know that you have eternal life. And because you know you have eternal life, it helps you continue believing on Jesus. Because again, when you're in shame and condemned, you move away from God and sometimes find a way to not feel guilty. And that means just not having a relationship at all. We don't want that. We don't want that. Condemnation, it's an insult. Think of it this way. Most people don't realize this. It's an insult to the suffering of Christ if we don't acknowledge it's done. His precious blood was so precious, worth so much, so valuable. Our sin is not more powerful than God manifest in the flesh, shedding his own blood for us. The first Adam is not more powerful than the last Adam. So, let's look at this. This is Isaiah 53, verse 4. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Where's the victory, guys? Victory, joy. I just see so much anxiety and fear of the future, and oh, it's going to be hell on earth. We have really got to walk around in victory. We won. It's won. Battle's done. It's already won. He's overcome, and we're in him. So we have overcome. He was bruised for our iniquities. Why did he go through all this if it isn't done? If you got to do something, why did he suffer all this? Are you going to impress God with how good you are more than his own son? Of course not. carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. I know you guys have heard all the time. If anything bad happens to a person, oh, God must not be with you. I'm thinking to myself, have you even read Job? Have you read the Bible? It's amazing. But he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. The chastisement of our peace. Why are there so many believers not in peace when he bore that in his body so we could have peace? I consider it myself, if I don't have peace and just secure in my heart, I want him to know that I believe him. A heart and fullest assurance of faith. I want him to know that I know how valuable, at least in my own little limited thinking, how valuable and precious his sacrifice really was. Who could top it? Why would anybody add to that? Because most people think you're getting to heaven, like you're making it, getting good enough. You're not. It's a gift. You were dead and he gave you life, and that life is eternal, and it's based on how good he is and what he has done. And he already paid the wages for all our sin, for us to have peace, for us to have healing, full healing, by the way. We're never going to die. We get a whole new body that never gets sick, nothing. But I've seen it also, I've seen healings in this body, in this place. That's not always guaranteed for the fallen flesh, or we'd never get out of here and get to heaven. We just keep living in this one. But he paid for all of it, so why don't we have it? Jesus says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And that's not the context of this. But I think it could be used in many contexts, because we don't know what we have in him. We are complete in Jesus. We're not lacking. And the more assurance you have, the better your walk. It doesn't make you, don't believe these people that say, no, you got to add a little bit of law in there. You just think you can sin all you want. I don't think about sin. I love the Lord. I'm telling you, I didn't get victory until it was all about Jesus. Striving in my own flesh to try to, he's pleased because I'm in his son, and his son pleased him. Can't get better than that. And so he bore the chastisement of our peace was upon him. So why don't you grab that peace today? Take a hold of that peace that he paid for in his own body. Why does it say that the chastisement of our peace was upon him? Why does it say we should have a heart and full assurance of faith? Why does it say, I tell you these things that believe on the name of the Son of God, so you may know that you have eternal life, and that you may believe on the name of the Son of God? Why? Because it pleases God when you take him at his word. He actually counts it to you for righteousness. So don't believe these people that tell you, oh no, it's a controversy, it's a doctrine from hell. This once saved, always saved. Nonsense. God counts it to us for righteousness. That's demonic. To say God doesn't want you to know, he doesn't want you to trust him. I'm not going to call God a liar. I'm not telling Jesus he's a liar. He either saved us or he didn't. It's not Jesus saved me, plus I did really good too to get here. No, you're saved only by what he's done. And because you're saved, God now can work through you, and should. So what if you don't let him? Well, you walk, you're in the Spirit, so let us walk in the Spirit, right? If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. So you should. If you don't, there's temporal consequence. You can suffer loss. But it has nothing to do with salvation. So grab hold to that peace, because the chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we're healed, and that means emotionally too. Grab it today. God bless you guys.